Hello, and welcome to the Never Games. Like, follow, and subscribe to us wherever you get great podcasts, or find us on most social media. This week's episode, Conor has Ranger Danger, Noel dips into the Trevor Trove, and I swear to Mazgarath I will open this book! Welcome and enjoy this episode of the Never Games. Robots equals monkeys!
If I'd rather have one or the other, I want porta potties in every fucking intersection.
But we don't need to talk about that. I think somebody's got some trivia for us, right?
I don't know, Trevor. Was your commute hindered by the porta potty?
My commute involves me putting on a bathrobe and moving literally 7 feet to a chair.
All right. In that case, it is time for a game. We're going to start off the show like we do every week with some stretching and some limber calisthenics and also a theme between the lines. If you're new to the show, all we do is gather up a series of questions with an underlying theme. If you think you know the theme to this week's theme between the lines, feel free to email us at hello@thenevergames or just shoot us a line or go onto any of our social media pages. If you are looking for the answer to last week's theme between the lines, fret not. It will be coming up in the second part of our show. Are you guys ready?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
All right. Question number 1. In Star Wars Episode 1, the Mantum Fennis, and the scene, I don't really know what to call the scene, but it's a scene with the Federation Senate Council. So it's like this big towering building with a bunch of floating discs with species from each planet.
The
you know
Senate.
what I'm talking about?
The Senate. Yeah.
They're discussing the state of the Federation. Who's an unlikely member of the council? Is it A, 2 fat guys in green screen suits reading the newspaper? B, just a bunch of ETs the Extraterrestrials from the movie ET the Extraterrestrial? C, a balloon with a smiley face on it? Or D, Tom Servo and Crow from Mystery Science Theater 3000?
I think I know this, and
I think I know it too.
I'm like 95% sure it's a bunch of ETs.
Yeah,
the same.
I agree.
All right, yep. Y'all got that one right.
They were both Lucasfilms. So
Yeah, apparently there's like a Star Wars reference in any movie that has George Lucas or Harrison Ford or any
R2-D2
other.
shows up in Indiana Jones 4.
Yep. Yeah, I'm so glad I didn't add that to my questions.
Yep.
All right, question number 2. David Fincher has said there is what in every shot of the movie Fight Club? Is it A, Starbucks cups, B, a Brad Pitt, C, a bar of soap, or D, just a bunch of ETs the Extraterrestrials from the movie ET the Extraterrestrial?
I guess a bar of soap.
I'm gonna go bar of soap.
Also gonna guess bar of soap.
I know that early on in the beginning of the movie, like Brad Pitt like flashes on the screen really quickly, like 2 times.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's in every shot of the movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not everyone.
And okay, so just to clarify, I don't know if this is actually true, but this is from David Fincher's mouth.
Okay.
Still sticking with bar of soap?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, complete 180. Y'all are wrong. What
is it?
Starbucks cups.
Really?
I was gonna guess that.
Yeah, he was complaining on how there's nowhere to get a nice cup of coffee in, I'm assuming, Hollywood. And then Starbucks came around, and now there's like 3 million different places to get a nice cup of coffee in Hollywood, and now it sucks even more. So you wanted to allude to that fact.
I thought that was a reference, that you were making a reference to the Game of Thrones snafu.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Because that was only one, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Number 3. In the video game / almost guaranteed porn title, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, you have to kill an enemy only known as the End, who is a sniper over 100 years old. Along with killing him in the old-fashioned way, with pew-pew guns, you can kill him another way. Which one is it? Is it he's an old sniper in a ghillie suit, so you can just walk past him because he fell asleep? You can save the game, stop playing for 2 weeks, and then watch him die of old age. If you crouch and sneak up on him and you jump when you're close enough, he gets a heart attack and dies. Or D, if he's injured and you use all of your health packs right in front of him, he gets super angry and starts ranting about how no one takes care of old people anymore, and then he dies of exhaustion.
I also know this one, so I'll let you
God
guys go
damn it,
first.
Connor!
Yeah, I know this one too.
Yeah, I totally do. Why don't you guys give your answer?
Trevor, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna take a guess. I think it's like the jump up heart attack. I think it was C.
Yes, that's correct. That's C. I mean, you are right in selecting that question. Yeah, it is C. All right.
I'm pretty sure it is save and don't play for 2 weeks.
Correct.
Yeah, y'all are correct. Yeah.
Which goes hand in hand with there's a villain in maybe that same game or maybe 2 where he can read your mind. So the way to beat him is to play with the player 2 controller. Because he can't. He's like, I can't read your mind. It says you're doing nothing. And then you like just pick up the player 2 controller and shoot him in the face.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's good. I actually read that's how you play as the duck in Duck Hunter is if you plug into number 2 and you can like dodge bullets and shit.
What?
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on to question number 4. I do have a tiebreaker as well, and after that, you're going to have to touch a minivan, and whoever lasts the longest wins the minivan and the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Score. Free minivan.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
This episode's going long.
Tom and Connor are tied with 2 apiece, and Trevor has 1. All right. Question number 4. If you go to the IMDb page of This Is Spinal Tap, what's weird about it? Number A. The page doesn't actually exist after a coding update mishap. Number B. They call the movie a documentary. Number C. Rob Reiner, the director of Spinal Tap, is actually credited as Bob Biner. And number D. The movie currently has a rating of 7.9 out of 11.
Okay. Rating, misspelled director name.
Documentary.
Documentary.
It's just not there anymore.
And it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I think either B or D. Those are the ones that I'm leaning towards. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go B. It's
B.
credited as a documentary.
All right.
I was gonna go D.
Yeah, I was also gonna go D.
All right. Congratulations to Tom, who just barely squeaks it out. It is D. Yeah. Just a common reference. Rating to 11. So congratulations to Tom there.
It goes to 11, but they don't use it.
I was really hoping it would be a rating higher than 10 and lower than 11. I would love to see how that sort of factored in. But yeah, that has been Theme Between the Lines. If you think you know this theme to the Theme Between the Lines, feel free to drop us a line at hello@thenevergames.com. Do you want to know the tiebreaker?
Sure.
If there was.
Yeah,
All right.
give it to us.
In Frozen, one of the writers slipped a line in from Arrested Development. Which line was it? And I kind of made it pretty obvious. It was just funny. Is it A, I'm trying to decide which gang to align myself with? I have Pop Pop in the attic. It's like we finish each other's sandwiches. It's vodka. It goes bad once it's opened.
It's the sandwiches one, right?
It's the sandwiches one.
Yeah.
Thank God we didn't need that tiebreaker.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to make them a little bit harder, but it was just funny to laugh about it.
Anyway, this is the Never Games. My name is Trevor. I am the CEO of Stickerbox Studio and the producer here at the Never Games.
My name is Tom O'Brien, and I pay really close attention in every movie that I watch to see if ET is in there.
I am Conor Provost, and I moved from my bed to my couch to my chair today, and that has been my activity.
A modern American, if we ever saw one. And I'm Noel. And this is the Never Games, the #1 podcast for all those participating. Hello, everybody.
Hey,
How's
Noel.
everybody doing?
What's going on? I just got a kneeling chair. You guys know what those are? I got it for $6 at a thrift store because they thought it was some weird piece of exercise equipment.
What is it? It's a what?
A kneeling
It's a kneeling chair.
Why?
It's much better for your back. It's like
So it's got not that anyone at home can see this, but it's got like 2 pads, one that tilts down and another one that tilts down, and your knees go on this one, and your butt goes on this one, so that you're not
flawlessly described on this audio podcast.
Yep.
So the thing is, this one goes like that, but then that one does this, and then this does that, so that this can do that.
For everybody listening, Trevor was not doing anything with his hands or displaying anything.
Basically, yeah, you sit against like an angled seat, and then it angles down towards another angled pad that you put your knees on.
And that's supposed to be better for your back?
Yeah, because you're not like leaning back. You're not at as much of an angle. Like your hips are.
I feel like it's worse for your legs, though.
Yeah.
You're not actually putting the weight on your legs. That's more just like a stabilizing.
Where's the weight go?
On your butt.
On your butt.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been using one for 7 years.
Yeah.
Really?
8 years, something like that, exclusively as my desk chair.
Oh wow.
I love it.
Huh.
Yeah, I remember trying yours out in Chicago, Tom, and I've wanted one ever since. And the other day I went to the thrift store. I was on my bike. The thrift store is 2.5 miles away, and I was like, $6? I can't not. So I took my bike lock and like locked the thing to my bike's chair and walked it 2.5 miles home.
That's dedication.
All right.
Yeah, you guys want to play a game?
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I think I got a game for us to play. Honest to God, I have no idea where the idea of this game came from, but I think I followed the Trevor School of Game Design. I came up with the title first.
Okay.
So this game is called Are You Smarter Than an Assistance Animal? So I've got some questions here for you guys about assistance animals in the U.S. So
boy.
I did some research. It's interesting. You guys ready?
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Let's
get into it. We just all know the outcome, and no, we're not.
Yep.
Nobody wins this game.
We've accepted our fate.
According to the current U.S. federal regulations, which of these three animals can be defined as a service animal for ADA purposes? Is it A, the Japanese macaque monkey, B, the scarlet macaw, or C, a miniature horse?
So which of these is allowed?
Allowed as a service animal.
Well, it's not really a matter of can they. It's a matter of should they. I think a monkey would be too smart and can turn on you really quickly.
Their personalities are intense.
That happened to Malcolm in the Middle, and I'll never forget.
But that also does mean that they're more susceptible to training, I would think. Like they get the ideas.
Well, that's
I
what
think
they
would be more susceptible to training, but then they would realize that, like, oh wait, if I do this other thing, that works out better for me.
Yeah, Connor.
So you're saying that all macaques are selfish, is what you're saying.
No, Connor. I think all we're saying is that's what we thought robots were going to be like, and then you see
like monkeys.
See what happens.
Robots equals monkeys.
I'm gonna go with there was a bird, right?
The macaw.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the
scarlet
macaw.
Okay, Trevor's going macaw.
I'm gonna go with the macaque.
The macaque. You know what? I'm going to sweep the board. Let's do a donk. That's one of them.
Nope.
Oh God! What was it? It wasn't a donkey.
It was a miniature horse.
Oh, it's the same thing, you guys. Go eat a bunch of butts. Let's do a miniature horse.
That's a really weird thing for somebody who got that question right to say to me.
Yeah, guys, eat a bunch of butts.
The correct answer is miniature horse. Current federal regulations exclude all species of animal other than domesticated dogs and miniature horses as service animals.
No shit.
So the only two things your service animal can officially be is a dog or a horse.
Wow.
Speaking of service dogs, service dogs can be used to help the blind and the deaf, but which of these is not a specific service task that dogs have been trained to do? Is it A, detect high or low blood sugar among diabetics, B, anticipate oncoming seizures, or C, recognize impending narcoleptic episodes?
Which is not.
Yes.
Okay.
Which one
Two
is...
of these 3 dogs have been trained to do: detect high or low blood sugar, predict seizures, predict narcolepsy.
I'm going to go last because I'm pretty confident that I know this.
I'm going to go second last because I'm second to most confident in this.
I'm going to take a guess at blood sugar.
Okay, Trevor's going blood sugar.
I think it's seizures.
I'm pretty confident that it's C. I know that I've seen videos of a dog predicting a seizure.
Yes, dogs' incredible sense of smells allow them to predict seizures and low blood sugar or high blood sugar among diabetics.
Damn.
So that's a point to Conor.
I thought seizures were like it just happened. Like
so the dog's sense of smell is strong enough that allows them to sense subtle shifts in things like blood sugar and the chemical buildups that lead to seizures.
no shit.
They've recently done studies to see if they can screen for COVID. Each dog did dozens of trials and had a success rate between 76 and 100%.
Oh my god.
Accurate testing.
Damn.
2 dogs that had previously specialized in detecting colon cancer had a 100% success rate out of the 68 tests that they completed. The dogs were even able to detect false negative tests. During testing, 2 samples were collected from individuals who tested negative and were repeatedly marked by dogs as being positive. Relevant hospitals were informed, and subsequent test reveals that the individuals were in fact positive with COVID.
Damn.
Dogs are amazing.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
what? Oh, I was thinking of aneurysm. That just happens like that, right? That's not seizures. Can we do this over again?
No.
Okay. I had to
All right.
ask.
Question number 3. The international assistance animal community has categorized 3 types of assistance animals. I want you guys to name me 2 of the 3.
Categories?
Mm-hmm. I'll give you a hint. I've already said it this game.
Helper.
I have my 2 answers.
Connor,
I don't
stop
want you guys to take them.
fucking knowing things.
I mean, I don't know that I'm right, but I just don't want you guys to take my answers.
All right, well,
Can you repeat the question?
All right. The international assistance animal community has categorized 3 types of assistance animals. I want you to try and name me 2 of the 3.
all right. Are both of y'all typing in? I'm just gonna say
Yep.
mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have sent it.
Give me a sec.
And then Tom, if you want to read all of ours before revealing the answer.
Sure.
Yeah, read. Oh no, don't read them first. I'll say mine first, and then you can read theirs.
Okay.
I'm imagining these are relatively broad categories.
That's what I'm hoping.
Like, okay, so I'm gonna just say physical assistance and behavioral assistance.
Okay.
So I
Noel
don't. I have like no basis of anything for this question.
Yeah.
And because there's only 3, we can't get an example either.
Yeah.
All right. So Noel says physical assistance and behavioral assistance. Trevor has said service and assistance. And Conor put emotional support and seeing eye.
Oh, that sounds really
So
good.
the answers are guiding animals, which are for guiding of the blind.
Oh, so it is broad.
Hearing animals, which are for signal for hearing impaired, and service animals, which do work for persons with disabilities other than blindness or deafness, which
I got
includes
one.
emotional support.
Hey,
So
I got
I'm
one
gonna
too.
give it to.
No, you
So-
said.
I got both.
Yeah, so Conor got
Yeah.
both.
Oh fuck!
So it's 2 points to Conor and 1 point to Noel as we go into round 4. One subcategory of service animals is the emotional support animal.
Behavioral
which-
assistance.
Which of the following is not a requirement for an emotional support animal? A. The owner must have an emotional or mental disability as certified by a mental health professional. B. The animal must undergo a 12-week training and obtain a certificate declaring itself an emotional support animal. Or C. A letter must be issued by a psychiatrist, psychologist, or qualified mental health professional or physician denoting that the animal is an emotional support animal.
Which one is not?
God.
Which one is not?
Can you read the options quickly again?
Sure. The person has a mental or emotional disability. The animal has undergone training. The owner has a letter from a mental health professional saying that the animal is an official.
Now, for A, is it? You say it was a mental disability recognized by anyone, or just I have this?
The owner must have an emotional or mental disability that is certified by a mental health professional.
I'm going to say B.
Trevor's going B. That's training.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the opposite. I know it's B. I don't know if it's A or C. And for that, I will go A.
I believe that it is B. I'm pretty sure that's B.
Motherfucker!
I'm pretty sure.
It's got to get
is.
training.
The correct answer is B.
Yeah.
Despite their recognition as a subcategory of assistance animals, there's no training requirement for emotional support animals. Emotional support animals are just animals, typical animals that have no training beyond what is expected of them for the same type of animal. And as a result, emotional support animals need not perform any tasks other than that of a pet of the same species would perform, and may display unwanted behaviors such as defecating or urinating in inappropriate places, growling and barking at people, or biting them.
Yeah.
I think John Oliver registered like an emotional support camel at one point.
A friend of mine got her dog registered as an emotional support animal, and I remember her telling me that it was extremely easy to do. She was like, I literally just like, I'm diagnosed with anxiety. I don't need my dog for this, but I just want to take my dog places.
Yes.
Dumb show. I hate this show. It's a dumb show. I just got to think of the exact opposite of what I'm thinking.
So
I
hate
that.
At the end of 4 rounds,
Stupid.
Conor has 3 points. Noel and Trevor tie at 1 point each, which means Noel came in second.
Hooray! Awesome. That's
And
so
this has been,
great.
Are you smarter than an assistance animal?
I am.
I learned more in that game than in like any of the other ones we've played.
Than in like anything else that we've ever done.
Yeah, any conversation that we've had.
Yeah.
So up until 2010, monkeys were the third category of allowed assistance animals, and then the U.S. government was like, "No, that's too weird."
Because they saw Malcolm in the Middle, and it's terrifying.
I'm sure that's what it was. Noel.
Exactly what it was.
Yeah.
You guys want to jump into a break?
Yeah, let's jump into a break.
Today's podcast is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way for you to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters with a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from Podgo. Apply today to become a member and immediately be connected with advertisers that fit your audience. That's podgo.co at podgo.co. And be sure to add our podcast to the How Did You Hear About Podgo section of the application.
All right, you guys, it is time to reveal the answer to last week's theme between the lines, and we got an email from the email address IamTheRealNoelMcGuinness@gmail.com. And they provided the right answer, so congratulations to the real Noel McGuinness. The correct answer to last week's theme between the lines: peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yeah.
Wasn't tuna?
Oh my god.
Peanut butter and tuna?
I've never had tuna that's extra crunchy there, Tom.
So I actually don't remember the questions. I remember there was a question about bread, and then there was Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack Horseman, and then jellyfish. And what was the other one?
Yeah, I've been drawing blank too.
The fourth one
Dropping
was
buttered bread.
Yeah, buttered bread.
Buttered bread, right.
Dropped
You're
from
right.
a height of 8 feet. And then there was the bonus question about the 7 Years' War, about which year the first treaty was signed. And it was 1762, which is the year that the Earl of Sandwich is credited with having created the sandwich.
Okay.
This real Noel McGuinness is sure smart cookie, because I
Yeah.
think I got all those wrong.
I haven't gotten a theme right yet. Like, I have not been able to guess any of them. I mean, granted, it's always like either media from all of you or my own.
Trevor, I still have 2 points on the season, I'm pretty sure, so you're fine, dude.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, you're doing all right. Speaking of media, though, what are we talking about?
It is my week to do the Multimedia Minute.
Wait, Trevor, can I just say real quick, there's this documentary on Netflix called Seaspiracy, and I'm really pissed on that missed opportunity. They should have just called it Conspiracy with an A at the end. All right, sorry, go ahead. I'm just so mad. I've been thinking about it all week, and I need to get it off my chest. Seaspiracy? Dumb.
Do you feel better now?
No, I'm still mad. I'm sorry.
So it is my week to do the Multimedia Minute.
I actually, Trevor, that was impressive. I thought you were frozen. I thought that was really impressive.
I thought all you were frozen.
This week, I want to talk about one of my favorite comedians, Maria Bamford. I just got the opportunity to listen to her newest special, which came out in early 2020. The title is Weakness is the Brand. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how... I don't want to just like talk about the special because it's hard to talk about a special without talking about just the jokes in it.
Right.
But she is just an incredible creator. She's done so many things, and all of them are so great. But this new special is like in my top 5 favorite specials of all time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It is really, really good.
I just found out that she is 50 years old, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
Did not think she was that old.
Yeah, I really like her work. The first time I think I saw her was when I was in college.
Yeah, I've watched everything she's ever done. I think I discovered her in a like Comedy Central Presents back in like 2005.
Yeah.
But one thing that I really like is she does a lot of talking about mental health. She's been very, very public about her own issues with mental health. And at one point in this newest special, she says something to the effect of like, you know, I make a lot of jokes about mental health, and I was really struggling because I'm feeling really good right now. So like this new one, it's really, really funny and really well done, like all of the things are, but it's not as focused on mental health because she's not in as dark of a place as she has been in the past, which is really great.
It's good for her. It's also kind of interesting and like perfect casting because she always does talk about like anxiety and depression and stuff like that. The most recent season of Big Mouth, she portrayed the anxiety mosquito.
Yeah.
That was her?
Yeah, that was her.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
She does a lot of really great voice work.
Yeah.
Wow. She's
Even
phenomenal.
in her stand-up, she does a lot of great voice work. And then like, I think in Adventure Time, she did like 4 or 5 different voices. In BoJack Horseman, she was like 4 different characters.
Wow.
I'm looking at her filmography right now. She was in 69 episodes of Adventure Time.
Nice.
She was in
Nice.
like 58 episodes of Cat Dog. You remember Cat Dog?
Yeah.
I love Cat Dog. She was also in Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's been around and doing awesome stuff for a long time.
So before this episode, I was not aware of her voice acting. All I knew her was just from like stand-up, and she had a brief show, Miss Dynamite?
Lady Dynamite.
Lady Dynamite.
Yeah.
Incredible show.
That's where I got introduced to her. And for me personally, like it might have just been like a shitty time for me. It was like, it just seemed too in your face. You know, not to say that the show is bad, but it's not really what I was expecting.
Her style is kind of in your face.
Right.
It's very... She's like weird. Her brand, like the name of her special is Weakness is the Brand, and it's her just be like... Her stage persona is kind of like meek, but then she jumps into these characters that are like brash and in your face, and then back into like her own person, like talking it like she has full conversations with 3 or 4 people. She has a web series that is so great. It's called The Maria Bamford Show, and it was back in like 2008 she made it, and it's a web series. She was living with her parents, and just a single shot of just her. She made a whole web series with a whole bunch of different characters where she played all of them, and like she didn't even do like clothing changes. She just uses a different voice to be the different characters.
Yeah.
And it's so great.
Yeah, her character work is always like super impressive. Like she can play like anything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The way that she talks about mental health and the way she jumps on stage to characters
Yeah.
and stuff is almost like, I don't know if in your face is the way that I would describe it. I would describe it as almost manic.
Yeah.
A little bit,
Okay.
yeah.
You like, it's just a lot of like bam, 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 like
Yeah, just all over the place.
Yeah.
be in a very different place at the end of a sentence than where you were when you started it. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's like how Robin Williams was. Like all of his
Yeah,
stand-up shit was
absolutely.
just like all over the place. Like you
Yeah.
never knew. Like if he starts a sentence, you have no idea where he's gonna end it. Like,
yeah.
Huh.
She's like a toned down Robin Williams.
Robin Williams without the coke.
I never
Yeah.
thought of it that way. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I could see that now.
Yeah. She has another great web series called What's Your Ailment, which she has famous guests on to talk about their mental health issues and the way that they're dealing with them.
That's really cool.
Yeah. She's been a guest on a whole bunch of podcasts. Always a great conversation whenever she's on.
So this newest special was on Netflix, you said?
No, this one is not. This one, you can go to her website, mariabamford.com. There's a few different ways to watch it, or you can get it on Spotify. I listened to it on Spotify.
Cool.
A few of her other specials. She did one, I think it was back in 2012, called the Special. And it is an hour-long special that she performed from her living room for an audience of just her parents. And if you're familiar with her work, a lot of what she does is the voices of her parents having conversations with her. So she continues to do that, but then it cuts to them. And then one great thing at the end of that special, there's like a short interview with her parents, and you realize that her voices that she does for her parents are spot on.
Wow.
It's really awesome, I think, that a lot of comedians are not even just touching on like this whole scourge of mental illness within that profession, but it's becoming more and more mainstream, where it's being so normalized to just even talk about it. Like I know when, some of the early stuff, like when Neil Brennan did his special Three Mics, that was such an avant-garde sort of experience, and now it's just fucking talk about it whenever you want to talk about it. Like I just listened to this last This American Life, and Gary Goldman was on it for the first 20-minute segment, and he was talking about how it wasn't with his sort of current depression, it was sort of rooting back to when his depression all started in high school, and how he wanted to, like, he was forced to be on the football team because he was so big and he was so good, but he hated it, but he felt like he had to keep going, and it's so enlightening. So it's really nice to see a bunch of other people sort of either confront it,
Gary Goldman,
or
he's another one. He talks about this in his he had a special come out around the same time, early 2020, called The Great Depression.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it once before on the show, but it's amazing. It's
so great. And it's him talking about, like, he got so depressed that he had to check himself into a hospital, and, like, he spent a few months there, and I'm trying to not, like, give away any of the jokes because, I mean, I can't do it better than Gary Goldman, but it's all about, like, his dealing with mental health. He grew up playing sports in the Massachusetts area, so that always connects with me as someone who grew up playing sports in the Massachusetts area.
But as a person who didn't really want to, he thought like he had to.
Yeah,
it was his obligation.
Yeah.
And from what I remembered, that special was a lot more eye-opening than it was true hilarity. But still, it was Gary Goldman. How can you not like it? I mean, he's a treasure.
He's so great.
He's amazing.
He's wonderful. But yeah, so is Maria Bamford.
She is a true treasure.
If you get the chance, look up any of her specials. The special is on Netflix. There's another one. I was just watching it earlier with my girlfriend. It was my girlfriend's introduction to her, and we were, like, struggling to get through our meal because we were laughing so hard.
You shouldn't eat and watch comedy.
That's bad, dude.
Old Baby is the name of it, and it's another one. She it cuts from, at the start, she's just in her bedroom looking at a mirror, like looking at the camera through a mirror. just like rehearsing the comedy to herself. Then there's a cut and it's just her talking to her husband doing the stand-up. Then all of a sudden she's like out in her front yard to a couple of friends, and then it cuts to like into a living room to a bigger group of people, and it slowly works its way up to her performing for like a whole huge crowd.
That's cool.
And yeah, and it's just incredibly well done. It's so funny.
I really love it when stand-up doesn't just start with like, oh, and here's a guy walking out onto a stage.
Yeah. They actually make like an opening.
Yeah.
John Mulaney's
John Mulaney's good.
Does a really good job of
Talking
that.
Eddie Murphy, like his two big specials, Raw and Delirious, all have like both have big openings and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, I cannot stress enough Maria Bamford. Look up everything she's ever done. Go to mariabamford.com and she lists it all there. I was going to go and see her in Chicago in April of 2020, but we all know how that turned out.
Yep.
Yeah. And also, Maria, if you're listening, Maria, and you want to be on your first ever award-winning podcast, just feel free to.
She's been on award-winning podcasts.
Oh my God!
Feel free
please.
to get into a time machine.
This is the most awards won podcast, so feel free to just come on whenever you want. Open invitation.
Yeah, absolutely. So, oh my God, I almost forgot to mention. She did this thing for a little while. She would go on Twitter and find a person, a stranger, meet them in like a coffee shop and rehearse her jokes for them.
God, I would love that.
Wouldn't that be an incredible experience? And I was listening, she was on Mike Birbiglia's podcast not too long ago, and she was talking about how like wonderful of an experience it was, and how like she did a whole bunch of it, and like only once did it ever like go a little bit sour, but even then it was like just a bad personality mix.
Right.
But yeah, she's great. Definitely go check out everything that she's ever done.
Word.
Well, thank you, Trevor, for such a magnificent minute.
Magnificent minute of media.
And what a wiener it was.
All right. So I suppose that is time for Stump the Expert.
Yeah. How you feeling about that, Connor?
I feel pretty okay. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I am the expert this week. I chose a Harry Potter musical, which is all available on YouTube and is hysterical. And did you guys watch all of it, or did you just like pick a random scene and like?
So I watched the first 3/4 of it. It was a long show. I wasn't expecting it to be.
When Noel sent a message at 5,
Right.
be like, "Hey, do you have
an hour before the recording?"
No, and honestly,
it's like
before
a full
that,
show.
Yeah,
Noel was like, "I read all the books, but I'm not finding the musical part."
No, but before that, I was not getting like the sound quality that I was listening to was just garbo, and I could not hear anything. So I was like, how the hell am I going to, find a question for this? Yeah. This is my first time listening to it. I don't know how they got away with the licensing. It was one of the funniest things
think they did.
I've seen in forever.
It's hysterical.
Yeah.
But it's not like an official thing. Like they didn't charge money for it, so that's kind of. I'm pretty sure that's how they kind of got away with doing it.
It's clearly in the realm of parody.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of drama students at Michigan State, I believe, that just like threw it together. And this was their first one, and it was amazing and took off. And now they have their own like production company called Starcade Productions, and they've put out like a bunch of other musicals, and like they're all really fucking good. The other one that I strongly recommend to you guys is called Me and My Dick. It's amazing. The dude who played Voldemort in Harry Potter musical plays a dick, and that dick belongs to Joey Richter, who is the person who played Ron in Harry Potter musical.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And it's
great.
great.
Right.
Yeah,
that sounds pretty great.
Shit, this is so good.
What you guys got for me?
I had a really hard time with this because I was having a hard time striking a balance between something that was like, oh, you're definitely going to know this, and there's no way in hell you're going to know this.
Right.
Yeah. So I got mine here, if that sounds good.
It's all you, Tom.
So in the musical, Malfoy says that he's planning to transfer schools next year, Where is he planning to transfer schools, and where is it located?
It's pig farts, and it's on Mars.
Yep. See, I went too easy.
Yep.
Oh my God, Malfoy's character.
She's
Oh,
incredible.
my God, that was so fucking funny.
Yeah, she plans to go to pig farts. It's on Mars, and that's where the name Star Kid Productions comes from, because she makes fun of Harry Potter for having a rocket ship and calls him Star Kid Potter and Moon Shoes Potter.
Yeah.
All right. So that's one.
All right, Connor. I think this one's going to be tough. I think it's going to be a little bit tougher than Tom's.
Okay.
According to Harry Potter, what is the point of Spider-Man 3?
So Spider-Man 3, so Spider-Man 3, the whole point is that it doesn't work out and they can't be together and everything goes to shit, and he doesn't want his life to be Spider-Man 3 because he hates that movie.
That's
That's like very close to verbatim. He said I know he says everything goes to shit. Because Spider-Man 1, the whole point is that they can't be together. Spider-Man 2, Ginny then responds that Spider-Man 2, the whole point of that was that they could be together. And then Spider-Man 3, everything goes to shit. I don't want my life to be like Spider-Man 3. I hated that movie.
Yeah, I got to give that one to you.
Fuck.
Yes.
Now I'm nervous.
That is the back and forth. It is. Ginny says, but the point of Spider-Man 2 is that they are able to be together. And he goes, yeah, but then the point of Spider-Man 3 is that everything sucks and falls to shit.
Yep.
God damn. All right.
Oh, no. I'm so nervous.
This is all on you, Noel. I swear to God.
Yeah.
If you...
This would be the first
Noel,
time.
who
Right.
admitted that he didn't finish watching it.
This would be the first time.
Yeah.
All right, so it's broken up into two parts. Or is it acts, scenes,
Two
parts?
acts, and then
Okay.
just parts.
So between the first and the second acts, Ron's wand takes a dramatic transformation. From what to what is Ron's wand?
So he starts out with what he calls drumsticks, which I'm not sure if they actually use just regular drumsticks, but it's just like the regular wand. And then when they find the sword of Godric Gryffindor, he uses that exclusively until he gets the Horcrux-seeking medallion, and then he waves that around.
All right, I might have to deliberate. So from the first half of the play, he used a chopstick from his Chinese takeout menu that he slipped back into his robe.
No, he's using his wand as a chopstick.
I think I might have to give that to you.
Yeah, no, he's using his wand as a chopstick. It's not the other way around. But,
Okay,
yeah.
well...
And then he gets the sword, and he's just waving it around like crazy.
We have our first expert.
Yes!
I gotta say, we have our
damn.
first expert.
Yes!
There we go.
Fuck, man.
irate.
I thought, I was
hate
so
this game.
sure he got, because I don't remember him taking out his wand. I just remember putting his chopstick back in his robe.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, he pulls it out of his robes, then
Yeah.
uses it as a chopstick, and then puts it back in.
Yeah, and then the second one was the drumstick. He directly references, why is it made out of drumstick or something like that.
When he gets the sword, he's just like, every wizard should have one of these, not these stupid drumsticks. Who needs them?
Yeah. Fuck, dude. How's it feel?
God damn.
I feel great.
Congratulations.
I feel
Yeah.
awesome.
Now you get...
That is also by far the fastest we've ever gone
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
Stump the Expert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And so you get, what, 6 points or some bullshit like that?
Just
One.
one.
Just one, I guess.
Oh, phew, all
Also
right.
kept one from everybody here.
Yeah.
God damn
That's
it.
the big victory.
Right.
Connor managed to win his game, which this is the only game that you can theoretically do.
I
Yeah.
felt pretty confident that you guys were gonna ask me about the snacks that he ate, or I was really afraid that you were gonna get pick one of the random songs and do the lyrics, because I don't know all of the lyrics to all of the songs.
Oh, god damn it. I was just like, no, he'll know all the lyrics to all of the songs.
Yeah, exactly. You introduced it with, I know all the lyrics to all the songs.
Did I say that?
I think so.
Oh,
was really weird 'cause, yeah,
well, I shouldn't have said that, because I don't.
I'm not really.
You know what? Then it doesn't count. It doesn't count. It's a wash.
Nope.
We'll do it again next
Nope.
week.
Nope.
It's weird. I'm not really. I hate musicals generally. This one definitely is an exception, but I wasn't really sure where to come from on this. I was sort of put out of place because I wasn't sure if you were more
Yeah.
attuned to the music or to the set or other things.
Yeah.
Like it was weird.
So I had a question that I sent, and Trevor was like, "That's way too hard." Oh wait, no, it's way too easy.
What was the
I said
question?
it didn't have to do with stuff in the musical, and you were fairly
right.
specific about what you wanted your question to be about. But
Yeah.
Tom, if you want to ask the question, we'll see if he
Sure.
has this answer.
Do it up.
Is it worth a bonus point?
No.
No.
You already won. You're the first winner, Connor. Jesus Christ.
Calm
Yeah.
it down.
Mr. Pointy
There-
Pants.
Okay, but if this was a
Jesus.
question that was decided to be too hard.
Pointy pants.
All right, let's
Well,
what is it?
and then decided potentially too easy. There is one verse that is widely considered to be a mistake and is no longer performed by the cast. What is the song in verse?
Huh.
Should have asked this one, Tom.
Well, see, so here's the thing: is that Trevor has a point that this, the fact that they no longer perform it is something that you wouldn't know from watching the musical.
I also didn't
But
think
I
that they
feel like-
continued to perform the show. I know they go to like LeakyCon every year, and they usually like play a couple songs.
Yeah, they don't perform the entire musical, but when they do this song, they don't. They skip one of the verses.
Would you have allowed this, Connor?
No, because it is like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
Fair enough.
I don't know. What is it?
It's the Cho Chang verse
Oh,
from which
yeah.
is
Fucking of course
super
it is.
racist.
Bok Choy
It
Chang?
is so bad.
I can very much see an argument for not doing it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they were like, yeah, it's
I
pretty
am so
racist.
in
And then they,
love with Cho Chang.
as traditional Oriental music plays, no one knows whether she's Korean, Taiwanese, Chinese, or Japanese.
Or from
Uh,
Georgia. The state.
Yeah.
The state
Right.
of Georgia.
Apparently the actress that they cast as Cho, they had originally cast the actress who plays Lavender, and they're
Right.
like, no, let's switch them because that's a funny gag. And the actress who plays Cho is just like,
Devin Little.
yeah, we shouldn't have done that. We should like, I took a better role away from an actual person of color for the sake of like a
Just
one-line gag.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Ugh.
Still a great musical. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's excellent. Noel, I strongly recommend you finish it.
I will. Yeah.
Voldemort and Ron for me are like just the best thing that's ever happened. Like just Ron is hysterical. He steals the show.
Yeah.
I
Um,
loved
But the relationship between Quirrell and Voldemort is just
when they
like,
first came out. Oh my god.
yeah.
I could not contain myself.
Yep.
Are the other productions that they have, is the sound quality better on their YouTube channel for those?
Yeah, it does get better.
I had a real tough time.
It's not great, but it's also
Yeah.
like this I don't know. When,
Yeah, it
when was
wasn't
this, like,
intended to be-
2008 or something like that.
Yeah, I think.
And it's just like
09.
somebody filming in the audience. So,
Right.
but I think the rest of them they kept that in mind because they definitely do get better. There is a sequel, a Harry Potter sequel that is also incredible, and the
Yeah.
dude who plays Voldemort plays Dolores Umbridge, and it's hysterical.
No,
Yeah.
I just can't wait for a Harry Potter Christmas.
All right. Well, next week, none of us are going to be the expert, but we are going to have something very special. So you don't want to miss next week.
Don't change that
Um,
dial.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Keep it
great.
tuned to the
Well,
Never
you've-
Games for
You've
a
got a
full
week
week.
to change the dial.
Just make sure you change it back.
back.
Replay this
No.
episode over and over and over.
Get
and
our
over.
listens up.
But do you guys want to jump into some fake ads?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, let's do a fake
sure.
ad.
This week's episode is brought to you by whiskey. If you're not careful, you can spend $600 on it, on several different types, because why only have one? Have four. Whiskey.
Did you buy $150 bottles of whiskey there, Connor?
I bought $600 worth of liquor and such for a home bar.
But more than 4 bottles, I hope.
Oh yeah, there's a picture that I
Okay.
sent to the group.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
You guys, 2020 was hard on everyone, but 2021 has been the hardest on the Buffalo Sabres. So we're asking you to help us out. Do you want to play? Call us. If you've ever played hockey before, no, not even. If you've ever been on skates, no. If you've ever owned rollerblades, call us, please.
I can do this.
Do you want Jeff Skinner? We will give him to you. for like nothing. He'd be perfect for your men's league team as long as it's like sea level or lower. We taught Jack Eichel to make balloon animals, and we've made more money from children's parties than ticket sales this year. Do you want Jack Eichel? We'll give him to you for like a first-round pick in your next fantasy football draft. And we will use that pick on Josh Allen. You can help us out by just buying a ticket to a game. They're like $8 and you don't even need to come. In fact, we recommend that you don't come. The only people that show up anymore are Flyers fans trying to make themselves feel better. The Buffalo Sabres. Please make it stop.
This reminded me of that time where, Trevor, you tried to make me join the JV hockey team when I was like a senior. and you're like, you don't even need to know how to skate. All you got to do is just stand there and punch people. And I strongly considered it.
Should have done it.
I should have done it.
Well, today's episode of The Never Games is also brought to you by Stickerbox Studios' newest podcast hit, Wheel of Trevors. Tune in each week to see celebrity guests play the latest, greatest game show. Simply spin the Wheel of Trevors. Collect Trevors. Advance your Trevor along the Trevor track to Trevor Mountain. Make it to the top to claim the Trevor Trove. But watch out. The evil Trevor is lurking around the corner, waiting to ambush your Trevor and steal all of your Trevors. That's Wheel of Trevors, coming soon to Stickerbox Studios.
The phrase Trevor Trove like punched me in the stomach, stole my wallet, and left me for dead.
Oh my god. I mean, my favorite version of Trevor is whenever Maria Bamford does it, but still, like that was exhausting to listen to. The Never Games is also brought to you by Lumber Liquidators and their new high fiber juicer. Hey, contractors and handyman. We all have this problem. When you're done with a project, you always have these leftover 2x4s. You're not really sure what to do with them. You already made your stepkids a treehouse, and you're all out of ideas. Lumber Liquidators has a new solution, introducing the first of its kind, the Gladiator 6 High Fiber Juicer. All you have to do is insert various beams and boards of various sizes and plies, and out comes a refreshing tonic that quenches the thirst of even the parchiest of throats. It's safe, delicious, and it comes from a nutritious superfood found in the heart of the Amazon rainforest. Wood. Lumber Liquidators. We put the hard in your wood.
Oh my goodness.
What is that slogan?
I have no idea. Thank you, everyone, very much for tuning into another wonderful episode of The Never Games. We had a lot of fun. I hope you had as much fun listening to it. If you did, you can always like, subscribe, share, rate, review, anything to do to get us higher up on that podcasting rankings board. Please, please, please. It is the best way to help us out.
You can also reach out to us if you want to give us a shout. You can hit us up on most social media at the_never_games. Reach out to us by email at hello@thenevergames.com. Or if you really want to pick up that phone and give us a dial, our phone number here is 406-GAMES-24. That's 406-426-3724.
And if you're a big fan, find us on Patreon. It's patreon.com/thenevergames. All of the money is going to go towards the Trevor Trove.
New acts for NeverCon.
Yeah. Yeah. All the money earned on our Patreon is going to go and pay Fred Durst for his appearance at this year's NeverCon 2021. It's not real.
All this information that we just sort of spoke at you can be found on our website. That website would be thenevergames.com. There's also some bonus content on there. You've got all of our dating profiles. You can also find all of the music that's used in this and every other episode. That music is done by a band called Good Damn It. That is Noel on the drums and Trevor on all of the other stuffs.
Thank you once again for listening to this episode of The Never Games. And once again, we urge you to listen to next week. We have a couple surprises up our sleeves. You definitely don't want to miss it. It's going to be amazing. My name has been and will always be Noel McGinnis.
I am Trevor Kelly, at least for now.
My name is Tom O'Brien, as far as you know.
I am Conor Provost. Good night, sweethearts.
And this has been the Never Games That We Play Games.
Almost Fred Durst.
Never.
Oh my god, no. This has been a Stickerbox Studios production.
Eat Fruit Loops.
Pointy pants.
All right,
Well, and then decided potentially to